Well, the smoky haze is still around here in Laramie, but it's changed wind direction, so you haven't had quite the air quality issues you did last week. First of all, talk about coming off the Kelly Walsh game and a shorter, quicker turnaround because you guys didn't have 2 days off on the weekend, you only had one. What type of impact has that had on practice this week, Clint?
You know, you always want to make sure you're giving kids rest. You know, you confuse sometimes their conditioning and where they're at in the season with just a little bit of exhaustion. You know, you're starting to hit that part of the season where you really have to be careful, you know, with injuries and rest and getting that time for themselves and that nature. You know, it can be a very long season. But for the most part, the kids have had a great attitude and great effort. You know, things haven't gone the way we wanted in the win and loss column, but each and every week they come back with a great attitude and ready to work.
What did you learn about your squad Saturday at Kelly Walsh that maybe showed you some positive things to build on, but then also maybe some concerns at the same time?
You know, we've been talking about being able to finish a game with 4 quarters. You know,
okay.
We've had a couple games where we're successful, we come out real strong, and then we've had some lulls in the middle of the game. You know, no different than the Gillette game. We had that lull, but we could persevere and hang on. It got away from us again in the second quarter there, and KOWB was able to match us, and we came out slow again in the third, and we let some things get to us a little bit in the game there again. But again, you know, put together some drives, put together some positive things again. Jake came out, and the passing game started to open up a little bit, and hopefully that gives us more balance as we move through the season, as we face opponents.
You also get a couple guys back in your lineup this week that have been gone, Coulter Nunn and Garrett Dodd. I know that you are looking forward to those guys coming back. Let's talk about Rock Springs. What do you anticipate out of Rock Springs at their place Friday night?
You know, again, Coach Leonard over there, you know, in his history, he's a guy that shows a lot of formations. So defensively, we have to stay very sound, but also kind of vanilla. You know, it kind of sounds strange, but we can't be too much where we get the guys running around and not understanding where their assignments and their alignments are. So we just have to stay balanced and read our keys that way. You know, and offensively, I think, you know, we can build off of Jake's growth last week. I think he's continued to mature as he's going through his junior year. You know, we've seen some things, you know, like we were doing on scouting, so hopefully we can create that balance between the run game and the pass game.
You got to persevere because all of a sudden this has turned into a long haul on the road. How is that mentally impacting your squad right now?
It's hard. You know, no excuses for last week. You get on any field, you just have to compete and you have to play. But it was hard having to all of a sudden turn around in a 18-hour swing and turn around and go on the road. And now we're 2 more weeks on the road again.
Yep.
And we just haven't been home. You know, we just haven't been home. And that's hard on the kids. They want to play in front of their families here, in front of their friends. You know, because a lot of the kids and their peers can't travel in those situations. But we're on the road and we're down I-80 there, and we're going to go at it as hard as we can against Rock Springs.
It is a 6 o'clock kickoff from Tiger Stadium in Rock Springs on Friday night. Clint, as always, thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you, David.
The Plainsmen at the 5th-ranked Rock Springs Tigers. Again, 6 p.m. kickoff. Join Aaron Lozano, myself on KOWB, and listen anywhere with the KOWB mobile app, free to download in the App Store or Google Play. Our coverage starts Friday at 5 p.m.